Are you struggling to get traction on LinkedIn? Are you posting stuff and just not getting any likes, comments, engagement, anyone signing up for your business, or whatever the case may be? You're probably doing it wrong. So today I have 7 tips that will help you literally explode your LinkedIn traffic and engagement and all the things that you want to get at the end of the day. All you have to do is stay to the end, follow these tips. I guarantee they're going to work for you. So this whole process started back, and I started thinking through this as I was struggling on LinkedIn, struggling to get results and basically doing things for nothing, not getting any return. And I went to a restaurant, and this really kind of took hold with me because I went to one restaurant this one night. It was like a new farm to table place, and the waiter spent all this time talking about the ingredients and where they came from and how they were processed and all these things. And it's just my eyes started to kind of glaze over, and it really didn't resonate with me. I was like, so what? What is it? How is this really going to matter at the end of the day? And it became a non-memorable experience. But then it kind of clicked. The next night I went to another restaurant that was similar, but they kind of flipped the script on me. Instead of going through this laundry list of ingredients and where they came from, they asked about me, where I was from, what did I do for work, and these type of things. And then they compared myself, as an entrepreneur, to another person that they just met the other week that was also an entrepreneur that was visiting from out of town, and talked about how much they loved this particular dish that they had and that they offered. And then they presented what was in it, but why this person really, they didn't have anything quite like it where they were from. And they thought, hey, maybe you would like the same thing. And why that worked over the other place just started to click, because it wasn't about just ordering the food. It was about the memory of the food, the experience. So it wasn't just about dinner. It was about the story. And that's really kind of what LinkedIn is in a nutshell. It's creating a vision, creating a story, and being able to connect it with people. And that's what people miss. And that's once I kind of reframed what I was doing and started doing this process, things really started to kind of connect with me. So let's dive in to these 7 tips to help blow up your business. And the first tip and the first thing I want you to keep in mind is that people don't connect with advice. They connect with transformation, with emotion, with stories. And that, like I was telling you, was my major shift. And the thing to keep in mind is, don't stop telling people what to do. Start showing them what's possible through relatable before and after moments. So think of your content like a blockbuster movie. People don't pay to watch perfect heroes. They root for the underdog, the regular person who overcomes something big. Your audience wants to see someone like them win. And if you can show them show them that story, they'll believe that they can do it as well. But the catch is, just like Netflix, your story has to start strong. Otherwise, they'll click away. So let's just talk about hooks and how to really hook them in. That's really the key to all this at the very beginning of what you post, is having a great hook. And what I've found is how hooks really do well. So some examples: how I grew my business while raising 2 toddlers, how I booked 5 clients in 2 weeks with zero ad spend, how I lost 20 pounds without giving up pizza. So see what I'm doing? I'm making the goal feel real, attainable, but most importantly, I'm making it relevant. So I'm putting what I did here, but then I'm making it relevant, telling a story, because I'm talking about what they don't have to give up, what they don't have to overcome. So that is really important to making your hook work and making it resonate with your audience. Now, the second thing that you have to do is create an amazing image. So it's more important that what you think than what you think. Most content creators spend the majority of their time on the hook and on the image, because if you don't hook your audience in with the image and what you're saying, they're going to leave and nothing else matters. So you want your image to stop the scroll. You want before and after to be clear. honest photo, usually of you looking into the camera, adding emotion, adding contrast, and then yes, turn the vibrance up on your phone, make it bright colors. So this is really important to engaging your audience. And here are some good examples of images to draw in your audience. Before and after, writing a little, struggling freelancer, six-figure consulting. Before, after. Simple before and after, just someone unhappy, now they're happy. Again, before and after. So something like this, obviously it would be you in dealing with a particular issue. But this really helps people stop the scroll and engage with your content immediately. So it's really important. That brings us to the third tip. After you got the hook, after you got your thumbnail image, that brings us to the content. What you want to create is a mini movie. So this is kind of the path that you want to follow with the content that you create inside your post. So you want to create that journey, that problem-solving journey for your audience. So you want to talk about the problem first. You want to talk about the struggle. What did you struggle with about the problem? And then the shift. What transformation did you make? What did you do to kind of shift from the problem and struggle and then shift that to the problem that's being solved? So this is the journey that all of your posts should take, and people reading it should take along with you. It makes it real. It makes it resonate. And this is why it works so well. So visually speaking, you're talking about how to get from one end of the cliff to the other end of the cliff and everything in between. Don't miss that part. And then the next step 4, is another secret ingredient most people miss. And this is where a lot of people write this. You can have the best story in the world, but if your post reads like like a TED Talk script or something that's super industry jargon, it's not going to do really well. People don't want to feel dumb. They want to feel smart reading your stuff. So keep it light, keep it punchy, keep it readable. And you want to really write this between like a 5th and 7th grade level. So you could use tools, and here's a secret pro tip for you. You can use tools like ChatGPT, to write it at that level, or if you want to use an SEO content generator that I use here is Arvo, which you can create SEO friendly articles, which you can repurpose as LinkedIn. But then you can also go in here and you can kind of tweak the settings of your articles, and you can you can configure these, and you can write these and have it write these at a 6th grade level. You can give it custom instructions, which is really, really powerful. So not only can you create amazing content that you can use on LinkedIn, you can create content that's at a 6th grade level or that's at a 5th grade level. So that's a pro tip for you. There's a link below if you want to try this out. Amazing for content and SEO creation. But that is number 4. Number 5 is to get leads, the main purpose of all of this, why you're posting, is to get interaction, to get leads, to get clients. So it doesn't matter. You can get all the reach, you can get all the likes that you want, but if you're not getting leads, then it makes no difference. So here's one change that I made to get a lot more interaction and a lot of leads. Changing the end of the post to add a contextual question. So you can add something like this to the very end of the post. Have you ever struggled with this? What would you have done in my shoes? Want to see the DM I sent that landed this client? So these are important open-ended questions that you can ask to get comments. Comments will explode, conversations will start, relationships will be formed. But that's really not the end of the story with this, because not all attention is created equal. So the other thing that you want to do, once you start getting this attention, likes, follows, profile, views, you want to basically turn those views into warm leads. So if you see someone viewed your profile, don't just message with them and say, thanks for viewing my profile. It's like catching someone spying. It's like, hey, thanks for spying on me. It's kind of weird, right? instead send them a message and say, I see what, I noticed you checked out my profile. Curious, was there something specific I posted about that caught your attention? So it's like kind of curiosity, kind of an engaging, open, gently opening the door to a conversation. So that's really important, kind of a final step to all this. And then the next thing that we want to do is consistency. Anything social media, LinkedIn, nothing works without consistency. So once you start posting and once you start turning your content into actual results and you see people commenting, you see people sharing it, you see people interacting. So you're going to have, once you post all of this content consistently over time using this method, you're going to start to see some winners. Maybe this won't do well, but maybe this will do well. Maybe this one will do well. Maybe this one won't do well. So look at these posts and see what did well and do more of these posts. If they're doing well, kind of repurpose the post. Maybe change the thumbnail, change a couple of the main, the how-to lines in the beginning, and then repost it. Maybe turn this one into a video, repost it. And see if they do well see if they also do well. Chances are they will. It's the same as a musician, a rock musician. They have a couple of rock songs that do really well. They're not going to go out and then put out a rap song or put out a country song usually, at least not right away. Follow the path of what your content is telling you to do, and then you can really start to capitalize on what is doing well over time. So find out what's working, do a bunch of different versions of the same idea, and then you can also try different stories with the same idea and keep it going on repeat and repeat. So here's a good example of how this structure into play. How I 5x my revenue in 6 months without working more hours. So the result that people want and the sacrifice that people don't want to have to make. And then you can add a subline here. And then 6 months ago, this is where it starts. This is to kind of hook them in. I was burning out. And then this is what you were burning out doing. This is the problem. And then you're going to start to present the journey for them. And then here's what changed everything. I raised my prices. I stopped offering custom work. I started writing daily on LinkedIn. And then within 90 days, this is the transformation piece that's happening. And then at the end, this is kind of the question that's really important. What's one change that you made recently that had a big impact? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to learn from you. Love to learn from you too. So this is a good example. If you want this example message to you, let me know. Drop LinkedIn in the comments of this video, and I'll send you this template so you can kind of use this template, and it'll help you out. So here is kind of a recap of what you want to do, because I'm a visual guy. I like to see this stuff visually. So you want to make sure to tell a transformational story, use an engaging hook, incorporate engaging thumbnails. Really, really important. You should hook them in with the hook and the thumbnail. The next one is write at a 6th grade level, 5th to 6th to 7th, whatever the case may be. And end with a question to hopefully get engagement. It not only helps engage your audience, but it helps the algorithm too, showing that people are engaged. So it'll be shown to more people. Focus on engagement. So prioritize the interaction, follow up with them, send them a DM, a curiosity DM, and then build on the hits. Find out what's working through consistency, and then do more of what's working. And then that is how you find the winners, and then you repeat the process over and over again. So follow those 7 steps. I guarantee if you do, it will work for you. If you want another good video on SEO, make sure you check out this video, because SEO is also important to growing your brand, growing your audience, and this kind of all connects together. I'll be back soon. Have a great day.